Iran's foreign minister has rejected what he calls outside interference dictating the country's uranium enrichment rights. Abbas Araghchi says that while he is ready to clarify the nuclear program, Iran will never give up its enrichment rights. A second round of nuclear negotiations with Washington could take place in the coming days, although no date has been set.
Their military posturing in our region does not frighten us. We are people of diplomacy and we are also people of war. Not in the sense that we seek war, rather we are prepared for war so that no one dares to wage war against us. We believe in diplomacy because we believe in logic. If they choose the path of diplomacy, we will follow the same path. If they speak to the Iranian people with respect, we will respond with respect. And if they speak in the language of force, we will respond in the language of force.
Well, those comments are being watched closely at the 17th Al Jazeera Forum here in Doha. Political leaders, thinkers and journalists have been gathering to discuss geopolitical shifts in the Middle East and beyond. Osama bin Javaid is joining us live now from the event. So the tensions and the talks between the US and Iran clearly a focus at the forum.
Absolutely. And the premise of all of this is what has been happening in the Palestinian territories, in Gaza, in the West Bank, in East Jerusalem, in the aftermath of October 7th, and how this has transformed not just the lives of Palestinians, but the entire region. And to discuss that further, especially on that issue of Iran and the United States, is Mr. Alam Saleh, who is the Iranian lecturer at the Australian National University. Thank you for taking the time. Describe to me, how hopeful are you that this time around the talks are going to be different from what we've seen before?
So far, so good. The fact that they have started, both sides have started the talk here in Muscat, that's a very good sign. The second sign is that they have agreed to continue this talk in a few days' time. Apparently, they have agreed to focus only on the nuclear issue and not including other very challenging issues such as the Iran's missile program. Shows that there have been some progress, and both sides know that how military confrontation would be catastrophic. Also, we have seen, we see that the Prime Minister Netanyahu's visit to Washington, he's rushing to Washington to stop this kind of agreement between Iran and United States, shows that that Israel is quite concerned about such agreement, without including
all of this is this mistrust, right? Because the last time there were negotiations, the Iranians say they were attacked while in the middle of those talks. So what gives you confidence that it is different this time around and both sides are willing to come to terms? Because you see, the list of demands from the United States is quite long.
Well, this is a problem. We don't see any kind of a specific kind of clear strategy that United States puts on the table. They change their mind. I mean, once we hear from President Trump that he just wants to stop the nuclear bomb. On the other hand, we also hear sometimes that he wants to kind of eliminate Iran's nuclear facilities and industry in altogether. So we also hear from his foreign minister, actually, Mr. Rubio, that the talk should include the missile program, Iran's regional kind of influence, and also Iran's internal issues. Those are quite a red line for Iran. We also hear from kind of Washington that they don't want to repeat the Iraq's experience in 2003 and to intervene militarily to create another catastrophic kind of war. And we know that President Trump, he doesn't like a kind of a long and bloody wars. He's more into a short time kind of wars, and that ends with no particular consequences.
The correlation between what is happening in the Palestinian territories, including Gaza and the West Bank, and Iran is quite evident. How do you see this panning forward if there is some sort of a resolution to the situation in Gaza? Will it have a direct impact, or do you think the Iranian conflict is going to continue in tandem?
Yes, of course. The 2 years Gaza war has changed the Middle East entirely. It's rescheduled the whole entire regional geopolitics. We see that more regional actors are against the war against United States' strike against Iran. And we have, apart from Israel, almost all countries in the region have actively and publicly were against the war. And we saw this in Turkey, in Qatar, in Oman, and even Egypt, that they all have been against the war. So that shows that the United States actually is losing kind of a narrative authority and the moral, ethical kind of aspect of its authority to invade Iran in one hand. On the other hand, the regional actors know that this invasion is not only about the nuclear facilities that Iran wants to continue, but also is about geopolitical balance of power, that it may end with Israel benefiting from removing Iran as a kind of another rival in the region. So the regional actors are quite concerned that this invasion is actually aims at changing the geopolitical region and leaving Israel as the only regional hegemon, which many countries in the region are quite concerned about.
And Saleh, thank you very much for that. And this is the conversation that you're hearing more and more about the regional repercussions of the war on Gaza, of the tremendous humanitarian toll, and how a never-ending cycle of violence can only breed more violence, where it is not just limited to the situation in Gaza. You've got Yemen, you've got Iran, and you've got other countries embroiled in it as well, and something that academics, experts, and representatives of various governments are trying to avoid.
Osama bin Javaid in Doha, thank you very much.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.